Hello and welcome to the Reetin Entertainment Podcast, episode 343 for what's the date today? March 27th, 2022. My name is Nathan ReetinPass. Joining me this week, we have Andrew Roa McFain.
I thought you played the wrong thing.
Yeah, he wasn't here last week.
You weren't here last week. Yeah,
Yeah.
nope. We got a new theme song, though, just so you know, the guy listened to it and he was like, you know what, with your podcast, we might want something a little more upbeat. So he's going to retool it, try to make it a little bit more upbeat. So we may have something new in the next week or two. That's
Cool.
Same thing, but slightly different.
Same thing, but on a whole bunch of speed.
Yes, exactly. He's like, I just doubled the speed.
Yeah, grab that BPM slider and just drag it up.
And then we're also joined by Connor, the cyberpunk monk, Besh.
I feel like my health and MP was just rejuvenated.
Oh, good. Well, that was the thing. That's the reason why we did that. Was like a 16-bit.
It sounds like game music.
Yeah, it was like a 16-bit Final Fantasy thing is what he was going for. So
Yeah,
I think he did a pretty good job. He also said that we're good on the mic.
Oh, shucks. Thank you, mister.
Yeah, so anyway, I'm of course
Actually,
your host.
somebody just because I'm riding that high still, somebody mentioned that I have a great radio voice the other day, and I was quite flattered.
Well, that's good. I'm not even going to make the generic joke that you make there.
The one where Mama always said I had a face for radio?
Yeah, exactly. Not going to say
Yeah,
it.
it's a good joke. I like that joke. I keep that one in my back pocket.
Of course, I'm your host, Nathan ReetinPass. So, what are we doing here? Where can we find you, Aroa?
Oh, Aroa.website.
Perfect.
Sorry, I'm eating a salad.
Oh, well, a salad.
Yeah.
You all right? Does it have meat in it?
It's got fake chicken.
That's so weird. Are you all right? You feeling okay?
I like Caesar salad.
But you're not eating an entire pizza.
That's true.
It's your Sunday meal.
I ate like 6,000 calories worth of McDonald's yesterday, so it's probably good for me to.
That's a lot of McDonald's.
That's a lot of McDonald's, homie.
Okay, so my up until a few weeks ago, here's my normal McDonald's order. It was a Big Mac, large fry, quarter pounder with cheese, a McChicken, 20-piece chicken McNugget, and then 2 to 4 large drinks.
2 to 4 large drinks.
Is that family dinner?
That was me. That was what I would eat.
Throughout the day, right?
No, that was my dinner.
No. I know what he's doing. I've had meals like that where I'm just like, I'm gonna eat everything.
And I put the I take the middle bun out of the Big Mac, and I put the McChicken in the place of the middle bun.
Oh,
I eat that as one whole sandwich.
So we're no longer on quarter pounder. We're on like 5/8 pound if you include the chicken, which you should. Have you ever included the chicken and just made the Impossible Burger? No, wait, no, that's an actual thing. The Monster. I don't know. There's probably a better name for that.
Well, I mean,
so here's the deal. Now Aroa is, I don't want to speak out of turn, but I'm going to say a larger man. And I think I solved the riddle. I figured out how it happened.
Well, how it happened was I spent every day of my childhood from like, I don't know, 7 up until I started middle school at like 12, coming home from school and then eating an entire plate of either chicken nuggets or pizza rolls every single day.
I mean, I love
Both
chicken
of those sound
nuggets.
pretty baller.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great, but it's not good for you to eat like 20 of those every single day, and not
No,
as
probably
dinner,
not.
just like after school snack.
Yeah.
Uh,
But they're so
uh,
good.
and then on top of that, not really knowing that normal people drink just plain water, and only drinking instant Lipton sweet tea or just straight up Coca-Cola, uh, and nothing else.
Yeah. Yeah. That could
You you
do it.
you do that for a long time, and you become really fat and think that that's normal.
Well,
Yeah.
you have a lot of work to do,
Yeah.
and the good news is that it's just work, and it's just gonna take time and effort.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thanks,
And
Doc.
But I'm proud to see that you are making the correct steps towards fixing your current situation.
yeah.
You've
Yeah, now I
identified
eat
that that
like
is not healthy, and that's a very positive first step.
I get like half of that McDonald's order now.
I
See,
would
I only get McDonald's when them Shamrock Shakes are around, and I get, like, a Shamrock Shake, and sometimes I get some Nuggies, and
hey,
I just
hey,
feel like garbage for the next 2
hey,
days.
Connor.
Oh yeah.
Guess what
So
they
I'm
have right
impressed.
now?
The Shamrock Shake. Oh, I know. Oh,
Okay.
I've been.
Oh, okay.
I
Um,
spent a whole lot of money that I don't have because golly gee willikers, I do enjoy them Shamrock Shakes.
okay. We've gone
And
off on a tangent. We've
yeah,
gone
we're
off
in a
on a
weird
tangent.
tangent. Aroa, I feel so bad for you just hearing about that diet, and I'm glad that you're no longer subjecting yourself to that. I got a tummy ache thinking about it.
Yeah. At Connor, where can we find you? Quickly.
You can also find us at Aroa website. The one link that I want to draw your attention to is Clinton's Core Classics, a Rise of the Rune Lords First Edition actual play podcast. Please check it out.
Great.
Was
And
that
you
quick
can find,
enough?
yeah, that was good. You can find me, Nathan Raines Spruth, everywhere at Reetin on Twitter. The main one is Reetin on Twitch. I stream there 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Pacific time, Monday through Friday. And yeah, I play games. You can come in and chat with me. It'll be fun. I'm also on YouTube. We post all of our YouTube, or all of our podcasts. New podcasts are going on YouTube every single week, and they're also being posted on like Spotify and Stitcher and Amazon Music and Google, like iTunes. We're everywhere. So if you want to find us, you can find us there. On Spotify, you can give us a thumbs up, and on I think you can give us a thumbs up, or you can rate us, and then on iTunes you can rate us 5 out of 5 stars and give us a review saying that we're awesome and pretty and that Aroa is a beautiful man. And
Nom, nom.
and then also we're on Clinton's Core Classics.
Yeah.
You can find me there, which we're gonna change the name. That's what we're doing. We're
Eventually.
someday. And then what was it?
We
Games.
do
What
a podcast
games?
here.
Yeah, what games have you played this week, Connor?
Who, me first?
Yeah.
Okay, so normally I talk about Space Station 13. I actually haven't played this week, which I think it's been a long time since I haven't played Space Station 13 for a week. Know what I have been playing though?
Space
I've been
Station
playing it.
14.
No, not Space Station 14, although in jest that I think that actually is a thing eventually coming. No, I've played another game that has lived way too long. That's Planet Side
EverQuest.
2?
Oh.
No. You know the one that was on like PlayStation 3?
Yeah, PlanetSide 2. I remember PlanetSide, yeah.
I played this when it first came out and I was like, "Oh, this is just a pay to win slot machine. Maybe this isn't for me." And I play that Warhammer game. I like doing tactics, and Arma was sort of scratching an itch, but not really scratching it in the right way. And I think PlanetSide was more what I was looking for. And I've gotten back to it, and they've added a lot of new mechanics that I think have been generously borrowed from games like Fortnite or PubZ, where you make forts and drop stuff, and it's still a pay to win slot machine, but it's pretty damn fun actually.
Oh,
And
good.
I think what I was missing was the coordination aspect. Playing Arma, you're sort of expected to get dragged along, and oh, you don't have all of the mods. I guess you're not gonna play with us again. Have fun doing something else. On this, it's all sort of just built in. I could hop in a squad. I ended up joining a clan or a squad. I think they're called outfits, but a group of people. We go on Discord and we like coordinate what we're doing, and it
Wow.
works,
Oh, it's
and it's
weird.
awesome.
We would do
I
that on
love it.
Payday when we played Payday.
Yeah, and Payday also my favorite part of that game is the cooperative aspect of it.
Yeah. Yeah,
I'm
a lot of games don't have that anymore. A lot of it's just
click on heads, and I'm so done with clicking on. I'm mostly done with shooters as a genre. They are very overplayed. They need to be given a chance to breathe. And
yeah.
maybe Pavlov slash VR has inspired that decision. I've been playing a little bit of Battle Sisters too, which is really, really fun. Heroic, go get it. We should play it.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Thank
And
you.
did you play
You bought that
anything
for me,
else?
Nathan.
Yeah, I did. You're welcome. $10, I think. $20. $20. What you play anything else? Anything good?
I played Warhammer.
Oh, you want to give us a Warhammer minute? I don't have the files still because I haven't taken the 2 minutes to do it.
You have the new theme song, but you don't have. Okay.
Yeah, yep.
For the Emperor, blah, 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 blah. I got to play against Tau again. This time we played a 500-point round, and specifically we played before a later scheduled game of D&D, so it was sort of like playing Lightning Warhammer.
Is 500 points a lot or is it a little?
That's the bare minimum typically.
Okay.
Like there is smaller games you could play that's typically done in a different kind of format, but that's like the entry point skirmish games.
Okay.
And what happened is I got my ass kicked,
Yep.
but we weren't playing Slayer, we were playing King of the Hill, so I won point wise. I had like 3 units left by the end of it, but because my units died standing on top of an objective, I ended up pulling out in the end.
Good. Well, I'm happy that you won, even though all of your guys died.
It was a cunning it was a cunning plan. I simply threw wave after my own men at the enemy until they were out of resources.
And of course, Warhammer is like Pog, so when you win, you get all of his units.
It is not like Pog. No.
Oh, okay. Dang it.
We spend a lot of money and time on these little plastic miniatures, and frankly, both of us, we have great painted miniatures. It shows the time that we spend on each of them. If somebody tried to take that away from me, I'd be very against it.
Yeah. You get very violent.
That's not including the underground Warhammer scene wherein people only play for pinks.
I don't know what that means.
What's a pink?
But I made a comment from about like the early 90s, so there's that. Anyway, Aroa, or did you have anything else you played, Connor? Anything exciting?
I don't think so. I've been on call this week, so
Yeah.
work.
Yay, work. I have never been on call. Never. They were supposed to put me on the on-call rotation, and they never did. And then we upgraded our phone system, and the on-call rotation died. So nobody's on call anymore. It's great.
I don't recommend it.
Yeah. I don't know. I would like the extra $300 on a paycheck. That'd be pretty great.
I do not get extra money for being on call.
I would. So that would be nice. But anyway, we're going to move on. We're going to move over to Aroa and ask him what games he's played.
Hey, being on call is a scam.
Yeah.
I've never been on call either. But.
First off, I am curious because we discussed it a while ago, maybe a month ago, but what's going on with your work? Are you good?
Yeah, they're
right.
as far as I'm aware, they are extending my contract.
Okay, good.
They have some weird things that they have to do to make it work, but supposedly they shouldn't have any issues.
Or you're alternatively, you could just fucking hire me.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
No, we can't do that.
No. But okay.
So, I mean,
so your work is good.
Yeah, I'm all good.
Good. What's up with the games you played?
Well, I really only played Ghostwire Tokyo this week.
Yeah, I saw that came out, and I was like, "This is an Aroa game!" Immediately.
Yeah, it
Did
really
you get the
is.
Shibis?
Yeah, it's I really like the game. I did end up whenever I first played, I didn't realize who it was that made it. I thought it was just some weird in-house Bethesda studio that like I didn't recognize. It's the Evil Within people,
Yeah.
Shinji Mikami and all that. So that makes everything make way more sense. Because I was like, oh, is this just like some like internal weeb team or some shit?
Yes.
But they're not. They're not weebs if they live in Japan. So,
Oh, okay.
That's just their
yeah,
culture. You can't make fun of them for being cultural.
I mean, yeah, that really is what it comes down to. Like, it's not like it's not like an Akiba's Trip where that game is made by Otaku, um, which is a whole separate thing. Ghostwire Tokyo is like it's like Japanese cyberpunky shit that's like combining uh like Japanese mysticism and shit. Like it's so cool to that I've seen like multiple yokai that I like know before the game tells me what they are, and like they're collectibles, like a ton of collectibles, uh like approaching early 2000s level of collectibles, uh but a lot of them are like references to Japanese urban legends and shit, and it's really cool that like I picked the thing up and it's like, oh, this was used by a ghost girl that would cut people with and it's like, oh yeah, I know that. That's so cool. Like,
Isn't it strange? Like Japanese cultural stuff like that, like their old religions and such. They translate to video games so well.
yeah.
And no, like, America is like we're like what 60-70% Christian, something like that. And Christianity does not translate to games at all. Like you're never
Not
going to find a good Christian game outside of the M. Dickies one, of course.
hey,
I suspect that to be because one is a religion and another is cultural myth.
Well, yeah, I
yeah.
mean, it used to be religious. Like
Well,
that used to be what
if
they.
you make a video game from a Mexican culture or something like that, there will probably actually be some Christianity in there, like possessed nuns, statues that bleed or cry or stuff like that, like shitty
it's
El Diablo shit.
Yeah,
yeah. I
that's
mean,
true.
it is kind of the difference, like in a religion that is kind of built up around the culture of that area, as opposed to where Christianity was kind of just forcibly introduced all around the world, and
Yeah,
so
yeah, it
doesn't
was.
have that background.
Yeah.
Um,
Anyway,
but
sorry about that.
but but yeah, it's like and speaking of like Shinto, that is a thing. Like you go around and one of the collectibles is like praying at various shrines, and like that improves your uh stock of different attacks.
That's cool.
Because it's weird because like I didn't know what kind of game it was going to be going into it, and it turns out it's like a BioShock almost. Like it's a first person shooter, but it like definitely downplays any kind of depth in the shooting, and it's more about like the stories that you're experiencing as you're going around killing things.
Yeah,
Mainly
that's good.
Slenderman.
Oh, okay.
I think I know what they are. I haven't actually bothered looking up what they are, but one of the main enemies is like it's basically Slenderman with an umbrella. Um,
My
and
neighbor Slenderman.
I think because there was an anime, a really old anime, about like a guy in a business suit, uh, who like would like grant wishes or some
Yeah,
shit
the
that
traveling
they're
salesman.
yeah, and I'm wondering if that's I wonder if maybe that's what that is, or
I
maybe there's
want.
something more specific.
I have never actually seen that. Um, but it is one that I'm really interested in because it seems like a fun show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so only Ghostwire Tokyo, and you're loving that.
Yeah, I stopped playing Elden Ring because I just couldn't stop playing Ghostwire Tokyo.
Good.
That's a good sign.
And yeah, that is a really good sign. And nothing else. I have played 3 different games this week. I played WWE 2K22, and I like it because like the in-ring action is good, like the gameplay is good, but then they used to have, it was called something, I forget what it was called, like the My Story mode basically, and you went through your storyline and yada yada yada. And because it's made by 2K, they've come out with this new My Rise thing, which is in like the new NBA game, and now it's in the WWE 2K22 as well. And the problem with My Rise is that there's no real cohesive narrative, and you kind of have to just go. You get the choice between going to NXT, SmackDown, or Raw. You can go to one of those 3, and then you can also switch at certain points, but then you don't complete the full story for the brand that you're on. So if you're on NXT, you just have to play through that full story and then move on to SmackDown, do that full story, and then move on to Raw and do that full story. And I don't really like it because it doesn't really explain that. And I think that what they should have done is not give you the option to switch brands until you were fully done with the story of the brand that you were on. Because otherwise you have to switch back and forth, and it's a kind of a pain in the ass. But
Well, or if they had like, more time and or budget, make it like a story thing that you switch to another group, and
yeah,
then like it plays out differently because you did that.
New Game Plus, the WD
yeah.
what is it? WCW? I don't know. The WW something side.
Yeah. It was not bad, but I did go online. They actually fixed the server, so I was able to log in, and I had one online match, which I won. So I was happy about that. And then I went and did the My Rise thing. And then I moved on Tuesday and Wednesday. I played some more Guardians of the Galaxy, and I beat the game. And
It's a flarkin' good game.
it's way better than it should be. I wouldn't give it game of the year. I'd probably give it about an 8 out of 10.
Well, it didn't get game of the year. It got narrative of the year, right?
I thought it got game of the year.
Did it?
I
I
thought
believe
it
it
got
was
game of the year.
for
Wow.
2021.
Yeah.
Okay. Never mind, then.
Guardians of
With
the
all of the stiff
Galaxy.
competition it had.
Yeah, let's see. Was Guardian of the Galaxy a success? Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess
That's
it
not what we
was.
were looking for.
Okay,
No.
okay, article.
What was it? The Video Game Awards? Video Game
Yeah.
Awards Game of the Year 2020.
Yeah, the Spike TV Game Awards. Yep.
Thrilling audio content.
Oh, wait. It Takes Two. Was
Yeah,
Game of the Year. You're right.
which is also like I don't get that either, but
Really?
I didn't play that, so I can't say.
But yeah,
You
but
actually own that, Nathan? Or have you just been waiting to play that?
it is on Game Pass.
Oh, okay. So you kind of own it.
It's on Game. Everything I play is on Game Pass. So I've yet to play. But anyway, Guardians of the Galaxy. I don't know. I still don't even know if I would give it narrative of the year, but it was really good. I enjoyed it, and the voice acting was good. The graphics, some of the graphics looked a little but then there are other times where I was like, that looks great. Like Rocket looks amazing. Rocket Raccoon, Rocket not a raccoon, but it, and then obviously has lots of copywritten music that I streamed on Twitch and didn't get in trouble, so that was good because nobody watches my streams.
The perks of being a small streamer.
Yeah. And then I moved on to the next game I'm playing through, which I think made Connor happy, which I played through some original Fallout, the Fallout 1.
Yeah, Fallout Prime.
Yeah. And of course, I played the game before, but I haven't beaten it. I played it when I was a kid. My uncle had Fallout 2. And then, of course, over the years, I've picked it up and been like, I'll play it. And then I just didn't.
Are you planning on finishing it this time?
I am planning on... Oh, I'm streaming it. And I typically, when I stream a game, especially if it's a narrative-based game, I will finish it. So far, I've beaten 4 games this year. And Fallout's going to be number 5. I'm going to try to beat it before I go to the United Kingdom. But apparently, it's only like a 30-hour game. Like, it's pretty
You could
short.
probably even do faster than that if you really know what you're doing.
If you know what you're doing, yeah, you could do it quite a bit faster. But there are some things that I wanted to do. Of course, it was made in, 97? So some of the...
something like that, 96, 97.
Yeah, some of the controls are a bit convoluted. And
it still looks great for what it is. Was it a pain in the butt to get it to run?
No.
You didn't have to like VirtualBox or nothing?
No, it run like they've released a newer version on Steam.
Oh.
But then I also downloaded like an HD texture pack.
There you go.
It looks,
that's not a bad idea.
It looks a high resolution texture pack or something. So it looks a little bit better than it did back in the day. It still looks.
If anyone's done one of those AI upscales for Fallout, that'd be a game worthy of it.
Yeah,
like, they did that with the Final Fantasy games. I'm sure you remember.
Yeah. Final Fantasy 7 and 9. I'm not sure about 8. I'm sure they have, but
they thought about it.
Yeah, they looked at it.
They did that with Grand Theft Auto as well. They were really well.
Yeah, it went great. Yeah. But like the inventory, I hate the inventory. In Fallout 1, which is fine. It's not going to be modern, but it's just like, wow, we've improved on at least one thing in the last 25 years is the inventory system. But it's a great game. I looked up a build because I was like, you know what? I just want to not go in and then miss every hit. So I looked up a build and they're like, do it this way. Don't get max on any of your special attributes, because in the game you can upgrade them all by 1. So if you have something at 9, you can upgrade it in game to 10 on your special attributes. And then with strength, you want to keep your strength at 6 when you start it, because when you get power armor, that upgrades your strength by 3. And then you can get something to upgrade it by 1, so you get up to 10 for your strength anyway. So things like that. And one thing I did do was I got power armor. I did that away from stream. I was in the middle of that quest and was like, I just want to go get the power armor.
COC place at me power armor.
Yeah. But I went and I did the quest, and you go back and the guy's like, all right, so I have a couple... since you did that quest, you can request the next thing that you get. Do you want some ammo? Do you want a basic weapon? Do you want an energy weapon? Or do you want fucking power armor? And I was like, power armor?
One of these things is not like the others.
Yeah, it's like, I'll take the giant overpowered armor, please. So it's a good game. Also, I think in that game, power armor also makes you super resistant to radiation.
Correct.
So it's super useful to have. +3 strength and super useful against radiation. So,
but now you go around talking about codex and you call everyone brother, and you can't not do that when you're wearing power armor. It's in the rules.
Listen, the power armor just turns you into Hulk Hogan. It's fine.
This is acceptable as well.
Anyway, so those are the games I played. You can catch all the games I play at twitch.tv/Reetin at 6 p.m. Pacific time to 9 p.m. Pacific time, where I'm live. So you can interact with me in real time. And we're going to move on to some news stories.
Yeah, is that what we do on this show?
What?
Goodness.
I thought this was our weekly blog show.
Basically.
Let's talk about our lives for 30 minutes. If you're still listening, bravo.
Elon Musk's Starlink prices are skyrocketing.
Everything sucks.
But so Starlink is that internet service provider from SpaceX, right? Or no, it's Starlink is the company underneath the conglomerate, because there's like Tesla, SpaceX, all of those are owned by Elon Musk. Anyway, so Starlink, internet service provider, they take a dish, they put it on your roof, and then you are able to get internet from some low orbit
Cannon.
satellites.
No, not that one.
I'm
That
sorry,
one does
what?
the opposite of give you internet.
Oh, okay. So, like, I've seen some reviews on it, and I guess it's okay. But it wouldn't be good for us because we do uploading and streaming. And there was somebody who's like, I've had it for a year. The download is great. I'm getting about 200 megs, downloading, which is great. But my upload is around 20 megs, which is fine. But he has about 5% dropped frames when he's streaming. And he said at first it was about 1 to 3%, but then they've prioritized downloading over uploading, and so it's actually gotten worse. So it wouldn't be great for us because we do
Why
that.
doesn't Twitch just launch a satellite?
Yeah, just
That would
launch a
solve
satellite
everything.
Twitch. But they are
Why don't we
increasing the prices.
We just need to put a big internet dome around the entire planet.
Yeah, that'd be fine.
The outside of it is a solar panel, and the inside is a screen that simulates the sky. But then there are also like Wi-Fi emitters all over the inside of it.
I think
Where
you should
do you
watch.
propose we get the resources for this half-assed Dyson sphere?
I think you should watch
The
Highlander
moon.
2. Have you ever seen Highlander 2? They tried that. It didn't work. It's a documentary.
I don't think it's a documentary.
Pretty sure it is. But they're raising the
They did that
prices.
in Invader Zim too.
Did they?
Yep.
Oh. So it was $100 a month and a $500 setup fee. And they have increased the prices to $110 a month and a $550 setup fee. And it says here the new price will apply to your subscription on 4/22/2022, which I don't like. I think that they should have they should have honored the previous price, and for any new customer, you have to pay that additional fee.
But inflation.
Yeah, whatever.
I don't think it works like that. I think things are spiraling out of control because things sure do look like the end out there.
Yeah. So it says the email to customers that within their first year, they can cancel and receive a partial refund of $200. Remember, there's a $500 setup fee.
I like that they're offering the partial refund. I wonder if they're required by some law to do that. I feel like that's the sort of thing they wouldn't even bother doing unless they were required to.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it makes me think that maybe it's $200 to get their satellite dish back.
Well, they don't launch a satellite dish or dish. Never mind.
The dish.
Yeah. They don't launch a satellite for each individual customer.
I mean, that.
Where do you live?
No.
We are going to geosynchronously put this hunk of metal right above your house. You better hope it doesn't fall.
Yeah, and so I'm not super happy about that. I'm not going to be getting it. I was kind of hopeful when it was first announced. If I were in an area where I didn't have access to a decent internet service, this might actually work pretty well. But in the interim, in the time that Starlink has come out and is still not really available, there's also other internet services that are way more feasible in rural areas. T-Mobile has a home internet service.
Yeah.
And while, yes, T-Mobile's not everywhere, if it's available in your area, I've also read
Starlink.
It's $50 a month.
Yeah.
It runs on LTG or
LTE.
LTE, not LTG, sorry. LTE or 5G. And it it runs relatively well. Like, it'll be fine enough for what most people need, which is, watching YouTube videos or Netflix or listening to the Reetin Entertainment podcast. And Verizon has a similar thing. $50 a month, and you get, over-the-air internet. Now, I will tell you, those internets have not done well in the past, but from all the reviews I'm reading and from the YouTube videos I've watched reviewing this, it seems like they're doing a pretty good job, and it's using already in place infrastructure so they can have it at a cheaper price. So maybe if you're looking at that, maybe look into T-Mobile or Verizon home internet stuff. It might be better. What do you guys think?
I
Yeah.
just so happen to be getting ready to move on to an abandoned oil rig. So something like Starlink is exactly what I need for my internet-based solutions. That being said, I don't really like how they're changing their plans so soon into its deployment. Like, if look at the calendar, it hasn't actually been that long since Starlink was launched, and they're already starting to change their plan prices. I have just a weird suspicion, like a itch in the back of my head that says they're probably planning to increase the price of the Elon infrastructure, for lack of better word, Tesla, etc. Anything that you have that has a subscription to it is probably about to increase.
Well,
And I
and they
wonder,
raised, to go on with the Tesla stuff. Remember when the full auto drive was announced, and
yeah,
buying
and
that package was $5,000, which is a lot of money, $5 or $6 grand for the full auto drive package. It's now $12,000
right. That's
if you want to order, and it's not even released. It's not even available for beta testing in your car.
Look, inflation has gone up 200% in the last several years.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's it.
Like,
everything is awful.
we are racing the ruble to the bottom of the world valuation currency measurement, whatever.
My coworker, who does not listen to this podcast, was blaming Biden for the gas prices.
Why not?
And I was like, no, it's capitalism. Like, that's the whole problem here is capitalism, because the oil companies are keeping those prices high. Like, the gas companies are not paying as much as they are claiming that they're paying on oil, and they're still keeping gas prices high. And he's like, well, that's actually just supply and demand. I'm like, okay, so you can't say, oh, it's Biden's fault, and then be like, oh no, it's okay that they're charging this much. Because
Biden
it's
the
needs
market's
to make
working the way
supply
it's
and
supposed
demand
to.
better.
Yeah. But
Dumbass.
anyway, we are going to move on. This is a subscription-heavy podcast, and what I mean by that,
Everything is terrible.
everything is awful, including GTA Plus.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Not directly related to this, but related to Rockstar for Red Dead Redemption 2 Online. They've been saying, we got these big plans announced for 2022 roadmap. I guarantee you it's going to be connected to this as well.
Yep. And this is from Destructoid. It says an upgrade for the next generation. Just when we thought Rockstar was ready to move on, they dropped an announcement that they're releasing a paid subscription service for GTA Online called GTA Plus. GTA Online is still included as part of the base game for Grand Theft Auto 5. The subscription will be an add-on service that's only available for players on PS5 or Xbox Series S or X. And we're coming up with the base game's 10th anniversary next year. So it's honestly pretty amazing. It's still getting updates, even if they are a bit of a cash grab. A bit of a cash grab.
A bit.
Those who opt
This
into the
is
service,
the game that had the shark card service. They know what they're doing.
yeah, they know what they're doing. Those who opt into the service will receive a host of benefits every month, including $500,000 delivered to their house. Oh wait, no, their in-game bank account. Gameplay updates, special vehicle updates, cosmetics, discounts, GTA cash, and RP bonuses, and more. I don't know what RP is. Rockstar points?
It's your XP,
Okay.
basically.
In addition to the in-game perks, players will also be able to access bonus cash from the PlayStation and Microsoft stores. using the GTA Plus shark cards. All of
We
the
are
GTA.
paying you the opportunity for your subscription to GTA Plus. You are opening the opportunity to give us more money.
Yeah, like what the
Look
fuck?
at this privileged position you stand in. You
GTA
could get the
Online
GTA
is
Plus
already
shark cards.
GTA Online was already the like most profitable game in history. And here these motherfuckers come asking you to pay even more money on a regular basis.
Yeah. Yeah. And I don't know, it doesn't say here. Oh, wait, it does. GTA Plus will cost $6 a month and will be available beginning March 29th exclusively on PS5 and Xbox Series S or X consoles.
Which is
So,
weird. I guess
yeah,
Rockstar's never really had the greatest relationship with PC anyways.
not really, no. Um, and of course, the last paragraph says the announcement of this service has received a less than warm welcome.
But
I'm
for just $6 a month, you can get $500,000 to isn't this a game about making money? Why are you
Yeah,
paying money to what?
paying
well,
money
Oh
to make
god,
money,
it
man.
hurts my brain.
because so the reason for that is because the way you make money in GTA Online involves like doing repetitive bullshit over and over again. But that's also the only way that you're going to have fun in the game because everything that's cool costs like $10 million.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think I'm noticing some bad game design here. I don't think we should be supporting this.
I'm not going to. I do own technically GTA 5.
Yeah, we all
On
do from the last 9 years.
yeah, 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 yeah,
It's
yeah.
gone on sale a couple thousand times since
No,
then,
I got it.
probably.
I got it free on Epic Game Store.
It
Hey,
kind of blows my mind. Like, is GTA Online just free yet? Because it really
Uh,
should be.
well, I think it's free right now on PlayStation Plus.
I
And
mean,
then
I remember playing GTA Online. I definitely never paid for that.
yeah, and then it was also free on Epic Game Store. I know there have been times where it's been made free because they
Like,
make a lot of their money on the GTA Online stuff, so they just don't care.
yeah, like like all this shit. Like, oh yeah, you get an auto shop, or an additional auto shop location, but you have to move your current auto shop to the new location because that's just how our fucking shitty system works.
Hey,
Because
but
they have like multiple different idle game like components that force you to come in or come online, check in, physically drive to each of your stupid fucking shops. And then whenever you actually want to make money with them, you have to take your shit and drive it somewhere and hope that another player doesn't feel like being an asshole and stealing your fucking money. Like, it's such a stupid setup for a game, and, like, the fact that now they're trying to fucking triple dip on fucking making money because you're already gonna have to buy GTA 5 for the 4th time, and then fucking you're paying for PlayStation Plus or whatever, and you they expect you to buy shark cards, and now you have a fucking subscription fee that barely gives you anything worthwhile. Like, this is to me more egregious than like a season pass or a battle pass sort of thing, because like the battle pass at least like gives you additional incentive for just playing the game. And I still think battle passes are stupid, don't get me wrong,
They are.
but like that's more than what this is, which is basically just here is another fucking subscription fee to just make the game less of a pain in the ass.
yeah. But I do want to note something that we didn't talk about. What was yacht owners can upgrade to the Aquarius Super Yacht at no additional cost if you get GTA Plus.
Wow.
I sure. I don't. I hate
Oh, you're
yachts.
gonna you're gonna be doing some RP shit and hanging out on your yacht there? Oh wait, eh, everyone who plays role playing in GTA Online plays on private servers with mods,
Yeah.
which Rockstar slash 2K slash Take Two whatever have like explicitly tried to destroy over the last several years, because God forbid anybody have fun with their fucking video game that they paid money for without giving more money to Take-Two.
Yeah. So don't buy GTA Plus. Let's be fair, none of the listeners here have a PS4 or PS5 or Xbox Series X. Except for AirFox, who has both.
Why?
So, I don't know.
I don't know why anyone, like, unless you don't have a PC,
I mean,
which I feel like you should just get a PC. But if you don't have a PC, or if you do have a PC, I don't know why you'd ever buy an Xbox. I had this argument recently.
I get that. I completely understand that. I still want an Xbox.
I don't see the point. I get it.
I get that.
I get with the PS5, because PS5 has like its own games, and like it's a separate experience. It's kind of like the same reason that you buy a Nintendo console.
Yeah.
Like, there are some older Sony games that are being ported to PC now, but obviously they want to. It seems to me now, at least, that what they wanted was for those games to be like a gateway drug, so that you go, oh, maybe I do want to buy a PS5 because I really want to experience the follow-ups to these blockbuster hits.
Now, to be fair, the reason I want an Xbox Series S, or I'm sorry, an Xbox Series X, fuck the S, is I like having everything.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's because you're a collector and you have mental issues.
Yeah,
and that's
just I have a horrible problem. As I look over at I had these in my spare bedroom, and then my girlfriend moved in, and she's like, "It's okay, I'll just clean out that. I'll clean it out. I'll do all the work, and then I'll move in and I'll take over that bedroom area." And I was like, "Okay." And so I'm looking over because she took all of my consoles and put them on my shelves out in the living room. And I'm just like, wow, I have a lot of fucking consoles. And
we don't need these anymore, right?
And 2 VCRs. And 2 Laserdisc players.
I have a Dell like XPS in the other room. Like, and several other old computers.
I have 100 Laserdiscs, Aroa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, at least most of my collecting outside of the computers is now virtual.
That's good.
So I just have 6 terabytes of old games.
Yeah. That's a lot. That's a lot of old games.
I finally have every PS1 game ever released.
Congratulations. Nice. I know, I think it's almost exactly a terabyte for all of the original Xbox games.
I guess that'll probably be the next one. I need more storage. I'm out of space.
I have a link. I'll share it with you. Anyway, we'll move on, and we're gonna go and talk about the PlayStation Game Pass.
Everything is terrible.
Which is another.
If you want to see that pile that Reetin was just talking about, please subscribe to ReetinPass, where you can get access to our video feeds.
It's true,
because everything is awful.
Everything is awful.
Wait, if we opened a Patreon, would that just be ReetinPlus?
Yes.
I used to do ReetinPlus.
Our 14 podcasts that we do a week, for only $5 a month, you can have access to that. No, so we have PlayStation Game Pass is going to happen. We spoke about this a while ago. Apparently, it could be revealed as early as next week to actually have this, and it's basically a 1-to-1 copy of Xbox Game Pass or PC Game Pass, where you just go in and you have a library of games you can play. However, this is not going to be as good because they're going to be doing streaming instead of actually being able to download the games on your devices. Now, I will say that this is from Destructoid. If you click, there's a link to the original Bloomberg article, but it's behind a paywall, and I am not paying to read a Bloomberg article. I don't know about you guys.
I'm not paying to do that.
Yeah.
I don't pay for news. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, it says the
service.
Year is it? I know. The service, which has been in development under the codename Spartacus, will effectively combine the benefits of PlayStation Now and PlayStation Plus while promising a splashy lineup of hit games from recent years, like Dino Crisis and Resident Evil 1. According to insiders, the new service will be offered in multiple tiers that grant access to new and classic PlayStation titles, while documents indicate the most expensive tier will also grant access to game demos. What? and the ability to stream games over the internet. The new feature reads like a one-to-one copy of Microsoft's games subscription plan. Though one of the bigger disadvantages to Spartacus Game Pass is that there will likely not be any newly released games available on day one. The upcoming God of War Ragnarok, for example, will very likely not be accessible on the plan.
Man,
so why the
imagine
fuck
being
would
like,
I pay for it?
I want to play, like, I don't know, original Final Fantasy VII. I'm going to subscribe to PlayStation Plus, $6.99 a month. Or you could just play the game, but buy it for $9.99.
I have a bit of a gripe with this article. So the first link there, open that link in a new tab.
Do I have to?
Yeah, just click on it, and then there's a link on the bottom, and you open that in a new tab, and it's the same fucking link.
Oh,
sure is
professional.
Now that's search engine optimization.
So, it's I might get it for a month just to see how it is and do like a review or a
I
bitch
feel
about
like
it
you
on
won't
podcast.
have to. I feel like you really won't have to, because I feel like the lineup will come out and that'll be enough, because that's all anybody really needs to know.
That's true.
The only feature addition that they would have that you maybe haven't experienced yet is how shitty Sony's streaming service is.
I have not experienced that, but
that would be the only thing.
I know AirFox again uses PlayStation Now on his stream to play through older games.
Why?
I don't know. He's crazy.
Emulators exist, right?
Yeah, it was like PlayStation 3, which it's a lot better than it used to be, but it's still not good.
Yeah, that's fair.
But yeah, like I know you're playing through one of the Killzone games. So
why?
I don't know. He's weird. I don't know. But yeah, so I think that this is gonna not do well because it's really bad. And hopefully it will be announced next week and we'll be able to talk about the lineup on our podcast. On this here podcast, we'll look at the lineup. But we're gonna move on. And this is the last one. The last subscription thing we're gonna talk about. And it might be the most egregious. The iPhone subscription service. So this is actually from you. It's according to Bloomberg, another Bloomberg thing, and hidden behind a paywall.
So
fuck Bloomberg.
I mean, there's not a lot of details on this because it's the same as the Sony one, where all we have is just an insider report.
Yeah.
Whatever. But it's obvious that this is where Apple wants to go anyway. Whenever I first read the headlines about this, I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? This already exists. It's called the iPhone Upgrade Program. They've had it for like 4 or 5 years now.
Yeah, no, apparently it's different.
Yeah, this is like an all-in-one sort of subscription service. Actually kind of similar to what Google's doing already.
What about the Xbox?
Yeah, or the I forgot about the Xbox subscription thing.
There's an Xbox one where my friend was like, I finally got an Xbox Series X, but I have to pay $35 a month, but it includes like Game Pass and I think it includes Game Pass and Xbox Live. but I'm
Yeah,
not sure.
you get Game Pass Ultimate with it.
Yeah.
So
And I was like, well, that's cool. Is there a way that I could just buy the Xbox Series X flat out after that? Like, pay for it fully? And she's like, no, you have to pay the subscription for 2 years or something like that. And I was like,
oh yeah,
nah.
you pay the subscription for like a certain length, and then at the end, if you wanna keep the console, you have to pay for it. I think
Pay a nominal
because
fee, probably.
you're paying for a lease on a fucking game console, but uh, and that's probably essentially how this is going to work. We don't know, but the significant change from the iPhone upgrade program is that it includes the or that it would presumably include the Apple One subscription service, uh, which comes in different tiers, but I think the most expensive one is something like 25 or $30 a month, maybe.
Yeah.
Um, it's just a combination of all the different subscriptions that Apple offers because a few years ago there was like an earnings call and essentially Apple was like, yeah, we're just focusing on services at this point because like that's the only way that we're going to consistently make money because no one buys a new iPhone every year.
Yeah. So would this be, so the theory is that it would include all of these, which are Apple Music, Apple TV Plus, Apple Fitness Plus, and then
Yeah.
all the other ones
You'd
which are
you'd
not
have
listed
like
here.
you'd also get iCloud Plus with it, so you'd presumably get like some upgrade to your iCloud storage, uh, which then also means you get like the burner email service and some other stuff I can't remember. Uh, but yeah, like depending on the cost, maybe it wouldn't be terrible, but it's probably like I would be surprised if it wasn't like close to $100 a month overall.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know who would buy this, but I know I'm not one, but I've never, I can't say I've never had an iPhone, uh, because I did. I had two. I had a 3GS and a 4. But, I didn't, that was over 10 years ago that I had iPhones, and I moved away from them. Like, oh man, Androids are so much better. Um, but I know there are people who would do it. Like my friend and his wife they will actually get a new iPhone every year. They
It,
When the
eh,
iPhone X was announced, they dropped $2,000
God,
pre-ordering it.
God.
Ugh,
And
disgusting.
I've spoken to him, and he's he's a nerdy guy. He has 2 degrees. He has a software and hardware bachelor's degrees that he got in 5 years. And so he got a dual major there, or dual bachelor degree. And he was like, I would switch to Android and be fine with it probably, but my wife sees it as a status symbol,
Yeah,
and
which
that's
is weird because like
disgusting.
anybody can afford an iPhone at this point. Like
Yeah,
there are subsidization programs with every carrier. Like who cares? But like
I
okay,
don't. Yeah,
so like as of right now, I'm not paying on my phone anymore. But normally I'd be paying like $25 a month
yeah.
for my phone. And I'm already also paying on top of that $13 a month for Spotify,
Oh yeah.
and I'm paying something like $5 a month for uh iCloud Plus.
Okay.
And um I feel like there's another Apple thing that I'm subscribed to that I can't think of. Maybe I'm not. I have gotten Apple Arcade a couple of times, but I've always canceled it. Uh, but like, if they could make this $50 a month, then I think it would be actually like something worth considering if you are somebody who already upgrades their phone every couple of years. Uh, because it's going to equal out to being about the same as what you already pay for all those different services if you subscribe to those services. But like, it's not going to be that cheap. It almost definitely won't be.
No.
And if there is a $50 tier, you're going to get like the 64 gig iPhone SE. Like, because
we don't actually make this, but for this tier, you've got a 16 gig iPhone SE. That's what you get.
It's the SE2. It's not even the new one. Like, this is leftover stock from our India plant. Yeah. But no, it like, there's no way they're going to make this actually reasonably priced. So there's no point in speculating.
It's Apple. Nothing is
Yeah.
reasonably priced from Apple, unfortunately.
Right. They're gonna do what they always do and have a cheap tier that sounds good until you find out what's actually included, and then there'll be one that's just a little bit more expensive, but actually has what you want, and it's gonna be too much for my blood. That's that's what they always fucking do.
Do you know what is pretty affordable though?
Well, I know what you're gonna say, but my response to that is it depends, doesn't it?
It really depends. Some Chromebooks. Some.
Yeah.
Not the ones that we're going to be talking about. We're going to move on. We're moving on to the Chromebooks, and Steam is entering into beta on Chromebooks.
Okay.
Yeah. So you can play your Steam games on your Chromebooks. But there are some requirements. Currently, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I'm not actually going to list them, but they're from Acer. There's some higher end ones from Acer, HP, Asus, and Lenovo. Can actually run it. But I don't think that they're gonna be running them very well. At least not right now. It says Chromebooks will need to have specific requirements to run Steam. You'll need an 11th gen Core i5 processor, Intel Iris Xe graphics, which it's going to be using integrated Intel graphics, so you know it's not going to be great. 8 gigs of RAM, and then Google made it clear that using a supported machine will lessen configuration such as one that includes an i3 CPU or 4 gigs of RAM will not cut it. In fact, you may want higher spec to run some games like The Elder Scrolls V, Skyrim Special Edition, and Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. 2 games Google claimed to work well with the alpha.
Yeah, these games that came out
10 years ago.
Yeah.
Cutting edge modern games like Skyrim.
It is the special edition that was released like 5 years ago. But okay, so these are the ones.
But they've also tested it with 48 other games like Cuphead, Fallout 4, Hades, Half-Life 2, Portal 2, Civ 5. Why Civ 5?
Oh, they got all the bangers.
Stardew Valley and Tekken 7.
These are the games gamers want to play.
So those 7 laptops that they have listed are the ones. It says not all Chromebooks will be able to run Steam. However, Google said only the following machines can try the alpha. So those 7 are the ones that are able to try it, while later on, other ones that meet the specs will be able to use it, but not great. And also, what Chromebook has like a dedicated graphics card?
I don't even know. I mean, they offer one.
They only added that capability in Chrome OS very recently, from my understanding. Also, one of those Chromebooks that they have listed there is $1,200 fucking dollars.
Yep.
These are like, who's gonna pay $1,200 for a goddamn Chromebook?
Well, none of these Chromebooks are worth it. So it says here, this is all from Ars Technica. These requirements limit Steam on Chrome OS to the pricier tier of Chromebooks. You can currently find the HP's G2 Chromebook for $850, the Acer's Chromebook 514 for $780, or the Chromebook 515 for $772. So $772 looks like it's the cheapest Chromebook that can run Steam. And if you're paying $700 for a laptop, you can find one that can play Steam games much better for a much cheaper price. Hell, just get like a Ryzen, like a $500 Ryzen laptop will probably play these games better than these Chromebooks will.
Okay, wait. The Lenovo IdeaPad. Oh wait, no, this one's 4 gig. Never mind. This
Yep.
version won't work. No.
No. Well, it will work, but it won't work with. Yeah, it says such as one like 4 gigs of RAM will not cut it. Yep. So you need to have 8 gigs of RAM to run 10-year-old games.
I think. Oh wait, okay. I think this HP one is like $500. So like that's less bad.
Oh, okay. That's not. I mean, it's still not great. I'm not gonna pay $500 for a Chromebook. I'm gonna pay
Yeah.
I would pay $250 for a Chromebook if I was looking for a Chromebook.
Yeah.
Because I'm not gonna use it to be my main machine. It's gonna be there to do some word processing and YouTube videos. And to be fair,
Honestly, I'm not gonna fucking do word processing on it because it only has a browser. Well, I can do Android apps. That's right.
well, I can do Android apps, and it has like Google Docs built into it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but the fucking Google Docs.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
Ah.
It does say expect crashes, performance regressions, and bugs. It said this is an alpha, anything can break, and has an inherent instability, and the fact that Steam on Chrome OS is a work in progress.
I don't know if we talked about it. But whenever I said that like they just added the capability for discrete graphics, it's because they added it was either that like Chrome OS added this functionality or like Nvidia like posted something about how they have hardware now that's like it's for Chromebooks, but its only purpose is to work with a VM through PCI pass through.
Mm-hmm.
So like the Linux VM that these games would be running inside of would be it would be the only thing that can access the discrete graphics, and they're just doing like a PCI Express pass through into that VM.
That sounds like there would be no performance loss at all.
Well, that depends. Usually with PCI pass through, you get like a 1% to 2% performance loss. The problem is that like you usually why would you do this with a Chromebook of all things? Like you have all the other Chrome OS shit going on the outside of the VM, and then you're going to be dedicating who knows how much resources to that VM. Usually when you do this, you dedicate like several cores to the
one
VM.
idea on this.
Yeah.
Give me just a second. Sorry about that. My idea is that most likely we are giving Chromebooks to children now.
Yeah, we are.
And so like I remember my nephew was in, elementary school or middle school, and they're like, everyone gets a Chromebook. Which I was like, what? Everyone gets a laptop? Oh man, that'd be awesome. I would have loved that when I was a kid. But I think that that's part of it, is that kind of like with, in the 80s and then the 90s, they had Apple, and then later on they switched to everyone to like Windows PCs. You learn how to operate that specific system, and it is to get you integrated with that particular system so that when you leave high school or whatnot, you're like, I'm just going to get a Windows computer. And And now it's, oh, I could just get a Chromebook. And then you find out Chromebooks can't fucking do anything. And you're like, oh, I'm just going to get a Windows PC. That's what I'll do. Or an
To
Xbox.
be fair, some people really do just need a Facebook machine.
That's true.
Yeah,
that is true.
A
It'll do
lot
that.
of normies do. I guess maybe. So maybe what this really is just like on the back end, like in the business side of things, Valve was the one who initiated this, and they were
Maybe.
like, there are a lot of maybe you're right that there are a lot of people who their gateway drug to PCs is Chromebook. And if we can get people to enjoy PC gaming via the Chromebook, then we can get people to buy other PC gaming hardware and go and default to Steam as their gaming platform of choice.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think that that's probably it, is that it was either whether it was on Google side or Steam or Valve's or both sides. I think that it was, people know how to use Chromebooks. They know that there's a lot of people with Chromebooks, and they want to make money. So why not allow them to do that?
Thinking about it, I guess it's unfair to say that Chromebooks can't do anything because depending on, like, I know at least on Windows, the Android app integration is terrible. It's a miserable experience, but I'd imagine that on Chromebooks it's a lot better.
Yeah,
So
because they basically
maybe,
are built. They're the same operating system.
yeah, and like Google just has the capability of doing a lot more integration in that way.
Yeah.
But like, so you can do a lot more with Chromebooks than you used to be able to. But I still like outside of that one specific scenario where you just like you could play games on the computer. Like I can't imagine this being like a huge deal for anyone.
No,
It's so
No.
strange.
it is so weird. I mean, I'm sure a $1,200 Chromebook will run very well, but I'm not gonna buy it. That's how much
Yeah,
my computer cost.
yeah, like there's a whole other tangent there for like why are you spending that much money on a computer that's just inherently crippled?
Yeah,
And it's what we brought up earlier. It's the environment I know, and if you don't know any better,
that's true.
Yeah,
Yeah, some
That's-
people like Macs. I don't.
well, I was gonna say though, like for that price, like buy a fucking like MacBook Air or something if you really want a stupidly premium laptop, but specifically don't want to use Windows for whatever reason or something like
Yeah,
that. Like I don't know.
and it can kind of play games.
Yeah, like you're gonna get, especially with the M1,
Yeah,
like now that the M1 is a thing, like the MacBook Air is actually a really good option for normal people who want like a performant laptop
and
that are willing to spend $1,000 on it.
and I will say this. I've seen, after looking at the M1 Ultra, the new desktop that they came out with, I still think it looks like a GameCube.
Yeah,
Yeah. it's so silly, and it's stupid you can't upgrade them.
yeah.
Yeah. Like,
Especially considering like the slot's right there.
yep,
It's just there, but
It-
they're like, no, no.
deactivated. So dumb. Anyway, we're going to move on. We're going to talk about our last story. Phishing emails, because the world, not only do you get subscription plans, but you can be phished. And this is not,
everything is
this is
awful.
it's not FISH, it's PHISH, because I don't know why they decided to use that, but they did.
We're
Who
not
brought
listening
this
to
up?
Fish this episode.
No. Was this Cyberpunk Monk, or was it
No, it's
Oro
me.
who brought this?
It's
Okay.
It's me again.
Okay.
So this is something that I hadn't ever really considered, and it's a pretty cool like way of doing phishing. I still think that only a fucking moron is gonna fall for this, but unfortunately most people who use the internet are fucking morons.
Yeah.
So basically there's this new phishing technique that has been seen in the wild, but only like really came to prominence with some researcher or whatever coming up with the idea. Basically, you on a lot of websites, you click on a thing and you'll pop up a box that's like, okay, log into your Google account to continue on and sign into this other website using your Google account. It's called OAuth. Um, and a ton of websites use this. How many fucking websites does a normie log into with their Facebook account? Like
Yeah,
a
yeah,
ton.
yeah.
So the way that this phishing method works is you use uh some in-browser scripting to pop up a box that looks exactly like the OpenAuth box.
Okay.
So you click on like sign in with Google or whatever, and then you have a little window that comes up and it says sign into your Google account, and everything about the window, including like the address bar and all that, is filled in and it all looks legit. You type in your login info and nope, you just got phished.
Awesome.
It's pretty cool. That like that's a thing that somebody came up with, but there are a couple of reasons why, like, I feel like it's still only stupid people are gonna fall for it, and I know that that's all that matters. But like, I hate that this fucking like even savvy people will fall for it. No, they won't. They won't fall for it because you'd have to be dumb to like not notice that the window isn't going to look like your normal window. It's not going to behave quite the same way, like because it's in the browser. Like you can drag it around, but like it doesn't go outside of the window. You can't like click on anything behind that window and have it go away. It's not going to pop up a thing at the bottom of your screen. There's things that are going to make it obvious that like isn't legit at all. Um, and maybe they can work on it and make it look more convincing. But at the end of the day, like there's still also the aspect of like are you going to use OAuth to log into like a site? Because I'm not. Like, and I don't even mean like because it's Russian. I just mean that like most of the time you're logging in on like a Juarez site or some other like shifty thing, and like you're not gonna say, yeah, let me log into this with my fucking Facebook account, because that's what I want them to have is access to my Facebook account.
Yeah.
And but that's also the only place where you're gonna have this problem. To be fished in this way, you have to have already been stupid enough to either go to a phishing site in the first place or be willing to give a shady website access to your Facebook, Google account information. And yeah, like they're not going to get your login info if you use OAuth, but they're going to get a lot of info about your account if you're not paying attention. And if you're
Yeah.
not paying attention, you're going to be a victim to this no matter what.
Probably.
So,
Yeah.
really, the main reason I brought this up is just because I hate this like this fucking clickbaity bullshit that's like, oh, it'll fool security researchers. Like if a security researcher gets fooled by this, then they're not a very good security researcher. Is my feeling on it.
Yeah. Yeah, probably. I've seen I've seen a lot of these prop up over the years. And of course there's companies will do it. I'm sure you guys experienced it where you'll get an email that's like, "Hey, your ADP thing needs your password reset," but it's a phishing thing from your own company trying to see
Yeah.
who clicks on the link. And I don't know, I've always felt that those were kind of like, there are companies that if you click that link, they'll fire you. And I'm just
Oh,
like,
that's a little much.
I mean, it
yeah,
depends on what you're doing.
Well, so and my feeling on those too has always been that, like clicking the link doesn't immediately harvest all of my credentials off of my computer.
No.
Okay, it's not 1997 anymore where like browsers don't run inside of a sandbox. Like there is a threat of that, but those are going to be spear phishing attacks and they're going to be targeted at the CEO, not at some random schmuck.
Yeah.
Because those rely on 0-day exploits that are really, really hard to replicate and cost like hundreds of thousands of dollars on the black market.
Yeah.
I hate those programs because you click on the link and they're like, "Oh, we got you," but it's like, no. If I clicked on the link out of curiosity and then saw that it went to login.g00gl3.com, then I'm not going to log in with my Google creds.
My
Oh
favorite.
no, I need to reset my search for Amazon.com.
Yeah.
My favorite is one that I've experienced it, but I haven't fallen for it. But my favorite is the text messages. Well, you'll have your work phone, and you'll get a text message and be like, "Hey, this is Steve, CEO. I'm not at my desk, but I need you to wire me a $200 Amazon gift card." And you're like, I don't think that's the CEO, considering it's an unknown number, but whatever. But I've heard about, a friend of mine told me when she was at a company that there was a guy who, he was the accounting guy, and he got a text message from his boss that was like, "Hey, I need you to wire $25,000 to this bank account," and he did it. And so somebody caught him.
Then he was fired.
Well, here's the thing. Somebody caught him. And then he's like, "What? This happens all the time." And they're like, "What?" And he's like, Yeah, he'll just send me text messages like that, I don't know, once a month or so, and just wire him money. And so they looked through his phone, and yeah, he had given away a couple $100,000 or something like that to this random scammer.
Oh no.
Well, at least it wasn't something where it turned out that the rest of the time he actually was texting him and having him wire a bunch of money to an external bank account, and they discovered the CEO had been embezzling money for the last like 10 years.
Nope. The account was just stupid. So don't fall for that. If you get a text message that's like, "Hey, this is blah blah blah. I'm in a meeting right now. Can you do you have time to reset my password or do this or do that?" Don't do it. Because if it's coming from an unknown number, first off, they're never going to text you like that. They'll shoot you an email.
Don't immediately trust emails like that either, though, because the place where my wife works, that happened to them.
Don't trust emails. And if they do email you, which is what I was going to say, have them make a ticket.
Yeah.
Because you want a record of what you're doing. And obviously, if you're an accountant, don't send $25,000 to anyone's bank account except for mine. Please wire me money.
If you have access to that sort of money, hey, this is your CEO, and
I need exactly the amount of money to pay off my student loans. Do you have that available?
Hello, I am a Nigerian prince, and I am looking to work with a company to do a very large investment.
Yes.
Please send all company money to this account.
All of it, just all company money.
Of the money.
All right, so that's our podcast for the day. We're gonna leave now. I want to say thank you, Aro, for being here. I hope all your family issues are dealt with.
My dad's dead.
I wasn't gonna say it. I didn't say it on the podcast.
I'm
last
over
week.
it now. I can make jokes.
I thought you were kind of over it when it happened.
Yes and no.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it is a thing. Like, my mom annoys me and kind of crappy, but I'd be sad if she died, right?
Yeah.
My dad though, probably not. I'd be all right with it. I haven't seen him in like 6 years. And before that, I hadn't seen him in like 10. So, Anyway, thank you for being here, Connor.
I was here.
I hope all of your family issues are dealt with.
I was here. I don't want to get into it.
And of course, I'm your host, Nathan Reensbruth. We'll be back next week with more of us bullshitting for an hour. Goodbye.
Bye.
I can't wait for next week's 30-minute Marin opening.